in the game. So I decided that I would make a video about where to find iron. Now, most of the stone that you find in the game is sandstone, and that is the stone that looks exactly like sand. So, uh, no confusion to be had there, but you might be wondering, where in the world do I find iron? And are there any iron nodes on the map? And the answer to that is yes, there are iron nodes on the map. The bad news is they are in all of the worst places for you to actually get to, because you'll have to go through spiders and hyenas and all manner of evil things trying to kill you along the way. So what I've done is I've turned on cloak mode, and I am going to show you in this video, without having to fight all of the enemies, I'm going to show you where some iron nodes are located. Now, I have not explored the entire map, so I'm not going to pretend to know exactly where all of the iron is on the map, but I'm going to show you one central location on the map where you can find some iron, and then we'll finish the video by me showing you places where there's a couple of iron nodes sort of tucked away and are a little bit easier to get to. Still not easy, but a little bit easier to get to. So let's go ahead, and I'll start by explaining why the camera is currently focused on this particular area. And the reason is, anytime you're exploring the map, it's good to have landmarks. And this is a pretty easy landmark. If we pull up our map, you can see that here we are sort of on the eastern portion of the map. Toward the bottom of the map is your spawn region. Then, of course, this big area here is the river that you come to, river lake area that you come to at the beginning of the game. So you can see all you need to do, as if that were a simple task in this game, is make your way up into this area. And the NPC encampment that we're looking at is this area on the map right here. And there are two things that I want to show you that correspond to this. First and foremost is, if I turn around and scroll down, there is your iron. Okay, the gray silver looking stone, that is your iron stone. And it will give you stone, but it will also primarily give you iron stone, which you can put in the smelter and smelt that down to ingots. But you'll notice around the area, as I pan around, that these are littered around the area. And this area right here, as I walk around, again, I have cloak mode engaged so that I don't have to worry about the enemies for the time being. But you'll notice that as I walk around, you'll see plenty of this. There's some more. So this entire area, of course, is littered with enemies, but also it's littered with iron. Now, if we come back over to the other side, here's a little closer look at what you'll actually be mining, as opposed to the normal sandstone that you'll find. Okay, also in this area, if I walk a little bit closer to the NPC encampment here, you'll notice some black nodes on the ground. Okay, and these nodes, as we get a closer look, this is coal. So if I mine this, that's where I'm going to get my coal. So this is exactly what you're looking for on the map whenever you need coal. Now again, as I mentioned, this is going to be an area that preferably bring friends, lots of heavily armored friends. But this is the area on the map where you can find quite a bit of iron. Now, I'll pause the video here and we'll come back in just a moment, and I'm going to show you the area where I found just a couple of nodes, but they're sort of tucked away in an area that's a little bit easier to get to. All right, so we're back, and you'll notice here that you can still see that same NPC encampment in the distance. That's because we're in the same general area. If I bring up the map, this is the area where we were originally, and this is that NPC encampment. So you can see we're fairly close, but the difference is, in fact, there is the area right over there. But what I've done is I've stepped back just a little bit, and we've come back down the hill some. So again, you can see there's the iron deposits along the side over here. But if I back my way down, this is actually the hill that you come up from the starting area. Okay, so once you reach the starting area, you'll make your way up the path here, and then right on the edge here, if I back out of the map, just as you come up the side, you'll be greeted with a couple of nodes right here, 3 nodes that will be here. And again, I didn't say this was going to be easy to find and easy to get to, but the easier. These are probably the easiest nodes I have found so far in the game, simply because it's right before you get into all this, and you don't have to fight. At least I've not had to fight any spiders to get here, but of course you're going to have to fight some hyenas, no doubt. But you get out before the majority of the hyenas, before you get into this middle section over here, and then of course the area over by the encampment. So if you just need a few quick grabs, or if you want to time it for the respawn of these, where you can mine these, leave the area, and then come back within a certain amount of time when they respawn, these, as far as I can tell, are the easiest ones for me to grab near the starter area. So hopefully this has been helpful.